Hey, this is Mark watching MTC Media. We're about to get to the divisional rounds of Major League Baseball, best out of five. I want to start with the Chicago Cubs and Milwaukee Brewers. The Cubs won the series 7-6. The storyline in this one is what can the Brewers pitching staff do with the Chicago's power bats, especially once you start getting to the bullpen. Uh, Milwaukee's bullpen's been good. Can it keep Chicago off that, what Earl Weaver used to like to do, kind of off that 3-run homer? Because that is a way that the Cubs certainly can win this series. So pay attention to the arms for Milwaukee, especially the bullpen arms against Chicago's power bats. Philadelphia versus LA Dodgers. Regular season series, Phillies won 4 games to 2. Storyline, we all know where it's going. It's the Dodgers bullpen. It is the only thing holding this $1 billion payroll away from winning a World Series. The bats are there. They're looking good now. And even somewhat, the Dodgers starting pitching hasn't been bad at all. But the bullpen has been awful. And even if you go back to the Red Series, the series against the Reds where the Dodgers got big leads. Now I know in Game 2, Cincinnati jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but then the Dodgers ended with this big lead, and the bullpen loads the bases. Can't throw strikes, whole bunch of walks. They just load the bases. And Philadelphia is not Cincinnati. You load the bases against Philadelphia. This 5-game series is going to be a short one for Los Angeles. So again, it comes down to the bullpen. Shifting off to the American League, we have the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees. Blue Jays won the series 8-5. This is some numbers that jump out at you. Toronto was 6-1 in this series at home. The Yankees, I think, were 4-1 or 4-2 in Yankee Stadium, and one. Now you ask the question: can the Yankees get a win or two in Toronto? They need to at least get one. They probably would like to have two, but in some way, shape, or form, they got to get wins in Toronto. And the other one, and I'm sure Yankee fans, I would like to think they would agree with me. Can the Yankees overcome some of Aaron Boone's decisions? Sometimes Aaron Boone have some decisions, man, that make you wonder, right? Especially with the pitching staff. And then last but not least, Seattle Mariners versus the Detroit Tigers. Seattle won the regular season series 4 games to 2. And this is a lot like the Milwaukee series. Pitching versus power. Can Detroit dim Seattle's power? Because Seattle's power has been very pronounced throughout the year. The Mariners, that's how the Mariners finished second, with the second seed here in the American League. And Detroit, who overcame the 3-game series in Cleveland, somewhat with pitching, somewhat with the time of day the game was being played, because those shadows in games 1 and 2 obviously dulls the bats. So that's probably not going to be the case here. So what does Detroit's pitching looks like against Seattle when there's not the sun getting in the way? And this is not to take anything away from Detroit, because obviously they had to hit in the same conditions as Cleveland did. But I mean, you can go back years ago. Remember Mike Mussina's dominating performance in Cleveland, when the game was that time of day again. Those are the type of things that you take out. But if Detroit's pitching can take care of those Seattle power bats, Detroit has a good chance to win this series. It's Mark Swartz, MTC Media.